What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Pickle with Silas podcast, a relatively new podcast, but I've really enjoyed doing it. Today, I have a very special guest. It is the first person that I literally only met through pickleball, and not even just like in person. This person is a person that I've never met in person, and we've never actually even played pickleball together, but because of pickleball, we connected through Instagram. Her name is Pickleball Nikki, and she's joining me today. What's up, Nikki?
What's going on, Silas? So nice to meet you here.
Yeah. How does it feel just talking to a stranger for the first time?
It's like I'm talking to a celebrity. I feel like I won the lottery. I feel like I'm so fortunate to be here.
Why do you say that? I've literally I'm a rookie content creator like you.
No, you're blowing up, my friend. You are all over the place, man. You make such good content. I'm watching you like I'm watching Netflix or something. So yeah, it's so good.
I appreciate that. You know, one thing I was saying actually before you got on, I did record a little bit before you got on. One thing I love about your content is that you are always so positive and always just like have the biggest smile on your face. And the other thing I love is that you're just courageous. Like you go out there and you just do it. And what people don't realize is that it is hard to set up a camera and like talk to the camera in front of people. You look like you feel like an idiot, you know? A lot of times you feel like an idiot. And my content specifically, I've actually kind of wired my content to be a little bit easier because I'll just set up the camera, leave it running, and then I'll go play. And so it actually doesn't feel as bad. Like it doesn't feel as awkward for me because I'm not talking to it a lot. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable doing that.
Yeah, you're kind of like in the zone.
Yeah, you're just like camera up, talking, walking through the streets, talking, and I have mad respect for it.
I will say the ones that I'm walking through the streets, I have to like mentally just be like, don't care, because there's people I'm in New York City. There's people just walking by me all the time. But also I think it helps that I'm in New York City, so no one actually cares anyways. So it's good.
Yeah. Well, one thing I love is hearing stories of how people got into it and how it's transformed their life. So can you just share who you are and a little bit about your journey of discovering pickleball and then creating content?
Absolutely. Well, also, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the kind words. Everything that you just said to me is exactly what I'm trying to do with my content. So the fact that you are taking that away means that I'm maybe on the right track. So that's a good start. My pickleball background is actually super new. So I just started playing in June. Right now we're in December. So I've actually not been playing pickleball that long. I just started making content in August. So also fairly new to the game, but I actually have played tennis. Sorry to say it. I've been a tennis player my whole life. Never, I didn't play for school. I just played for fun. I loved the sport. I played basketball, softball, golf, everything. I played every sport basically. And tennis was always one that just drew me to it. And I didn't actually like the school, more intense side of tennis because I thought it was always pretty toxic. There was this element of kind of damaging mental health. I saw a lot of people around, and it's a solo sport, and there's not really a team environment. And I was okay with that with golf, but for some reason, tennis was something that I was really passionate about. But I just never really got into it in that way. Here in New York City, tennis is actually really tough to play. There's no community around it. There's no open play, right? Tennis is like you have to have your partner. You have to kind of already be set up. And so without knowing tennis players, it's almost impossible to play here in the city. I was like at my wit's end. I needed to play something. And my partner actually walked by a bar and saw a QR code and a flyer for a pickleball league. And she was like, texted me. She sent me a picture of it. And she was like, do you think you want to play pickleball? And I was like, what? I barely even know what this is. Yeah, I'll play. So I signed up for it, not even knowing the rules, not knowing anything what to do about it. But I was like, with a tennis background, I must be able to figure it out. And that was it. It was super serendipitous. It was just that she happened to see this thing. I started playing at this bar and met some folks that way. And I mean, I'm truly the quintessential pickleball, fell in love instantly and was just dove in head first. And so that was it. I haven't looked back since. And sadly to say, I haven't played tennis since either.
Well, I mean, it's not sad to say. I feel like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I mean, pickleball is just so much better than tennis. Like,
I agree.
I mean, I'll piss people off. I don't even care. I'm not. I didn't. I played maybe a few. I don't know. During COVID, I got into tennis because it was like
Yeah.
I feel like everybody got into tennis during COVID, or everybody got into things that could get them outside.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I'll give tennis this: it is a harder, more difficult sport. It requires more skill and like finesse and it. Yeah, congratulations. Like, it's a harder sport. It's like, but pickleball just is so much more community centered
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
like it's like yeah, if you want to be more exclusive and be like I'm like a tennis player that is really good, it's like great, okay, cool, do it. But if you want to
Yep.
be more a part of a sport that really just like invites people in and is
Yeah.
just welcome to everybody and you can have fun no matter who, like how skilled you are, then pickleball is it. And to me, as I've gotten older, and I'm not really trying to be like a pro like athlete anymore. Like it's like then yeah, it's better in my opinion. So I say that to say I think it's not sad that you just abandoned tennis. Like if you want to go hit or whatever, that's fine. But
Yeah.
I'm with you, Nikki. Like pickleball all the way.
All the way. I literally drive past tennis courts every day on my way to pickleball. So I'm just like
Yeah.
making a conscious effort. Everything that you just said, I totally agree with. This is a much mentally healthier sport than tennis for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not hating on tennis people.
Sure,
Like I
sure.
said,
We love it. We still
I'll
love it.
give tennis
Yeah.
their props. Like I really enjoyed tennis during COVID
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, this is fun. But then when I found pickleball, I was like, well, why am I playing? I'm playing to move and to get
Yeah.
outside, and that was it with tennis. But then so pickleball had those two, but then it also had meeting people. That was like
Hmm.
the thing that separated it. It's like when you play tennis, you call your one friend that knows how to play tennis and you go out there and you play. There's no open play tennis, you know?
That's exactly right. Yep.
You don't go and just meet people. And I think as I've gotten older too, I realized that life is so much more about connection than being the best at something, being
Mm.
some like excellent athlete. Like I was an athlete my whole life. Like
Yeah.
I still am an athlete, right? But I pursued it like very intensely my entire life. So,
Mm.
I mean, literally we don't know each other, but I played like American football, like in high school, college. I was a wrestler.
Ooh.
I was like, I did a lot of like manly tough sports or whatever. And
Yeah.
like, it was like your life, you know, and it was all intense. And I pursued it. I actually played professionally in Europe for a long time.
Wow.
So that I don't know if you saw that video of me and Carol. That was like really funny.
Yes, I love Carol. Carol with the bird feeders.
Carol with
Yeah.
the bird feeders. Yeah. So those two clips that you saw were actually my last season of professional football, and that was they were in Switzerland,
Mm.
and yeah, like super intense, like man, this guy's cool, you know, like that type of
Yeah.
vibe. And I'm like,
Mhm.
it still is very much attached to who I am, my sport. And then the dichotomy of switching to like just playing pickleball in the backyard with some old lady, and it's like it has this whole idea of sport has gone from identity and who I am to like
Mm.
this thing that I do in order to connect with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of it's like liberating in that sense.
Yeah.
It opens you up to a much bigger world than just like your head and this competition and this, if you're not going to do a certain thing, you're going to be, it's just you get so down on yourself. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So tell me, okay, you fall in love with pickleball. When
Mm.
did you decide to start creating content?
Yeah. So earlier you said something about pickleball, people saying how much they love it and how much joy it brings, all of that. A lot of people say pickleball saved their lives, and that's me. I literally believe that pickleball saved my life, and people say that that's dramatic. But I was heading to a really dark space for a minute
Mm.
there. There was just I was a workaholic, could not even pick my head up from the computer. It was just like so in that. I was getting into a really dark space in the internet. There was just like a lot of negativity online. Social media can be very negative. And when I started playing pickleball, I had no choice but to learn the sport. So I started watching videos on TikTok. And before you know it, I was watching like hours of videos of pickleball TikTok basically. And it totally shifted my algorithm. I got all of the other crap out of there and I just really focused on this beautiful sport. And I was watching, videos like what you were talking about that are more common than people realize, of people connecting and how happy they were and learning the sport. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm obsessed with this. And then I realized there's a whole community
Yeah.
on social media. This is a huge thing. And I think there's something going on here. I was thinking maybe I should get into it. And then I actually went to the MLP championships in Central Park and I met Nico the lefty. And I thought I had been following him, right? And I was like, again, that was like a celebrity moment where I was like, whoa, my God, Nico the lefty, this guy from TikTok. And I walked up to him and I, shook his hand and met him and talked to him for a minute. He was so nice. And I told him, I'm thinking about starting my own TikTok account. He was just so supportive. He was like, do it. Yes. He was like very encouraging about everything. And I also looked around and I saw that the MLP championship was sold out in Central Park. Tons of people, VIP, like everything. There were celebrities there. It was a massive deal. And it hit me that we're just on the cusp of something massive. Mm. So between all of these things together, I was like, let me just get in on it. Let me meet some people. Let me try to just kind of just get into something different. So I started my account and boom, it just took off from there. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I started an account and I had no idea what content creation was about the tornado that I was going to get thrown into, but I love it.
Yeah. Well, what is your goal? Tell me about what what your dreams are for the future.
Yeah. So that has shifted. If you had asked me in August when I started or September-ish, I would have said that my goal was to meet people and maybe get some free stuff, maybe some paddles, and I have a lot of them now. So I'm doing okay with that, and I want to continue doing that. But I have shifted, and I've learned, as you're talking, even you're really emphasizing my mission, which is joy. Pickleball is a beautiful community of people. This is something that makes people so happy. So many people say that they play for their mental health. They're not going in there for cutthroat. Yeah, I mean, of course we do leagues, we do tournaments, but at the end of the day, there's always the paddle tap. There's the encouragement. Mm. There's the video that you made where you're like, we're better than them. 0-10-2. Yeah. Like that mentality is pickleball. That's like so encompassing of what this sport is. And it's so much fun. Now, here's the interesting part is that we're at a crossroads as a sport because it's growing so quickly. This is the first time in our generation that we've ever seen a sport grow this quickly. We've never seen it. Right. We've always grown up with basketball and football and baseball and everything. It's been around. Right. And so what's really interesting is that pickleball could become tennis. And it could, the more that we're infusing tennis players into pickleball, it could become. But we also have this new generation that's coming up that's starting. I just did a video about the youth academy, kids who have never played tennis before, who are starting with pickleball. Mm-hmm. So we're at this weird crossroads of where the sport's going to go. And so when it comes back to my mission, I want to impact the direction of the sport. I want to keep things positive. I want to keep sportsmanship. I want pickleball to stay different, to stay unique from every other sport. I want to play with Carol. I want to play with Doug, right? I want to have all of that. I want us to leave work and, need this decompression. Where do we go? We play pickleball. And I don't ever want that to end. And so my mission as a content creator is to do everything I can to share the stories, to help beginners get excited about the game, and to help advanced players reignite that passion. How do I kind of bridge those two things together, that as you're climbing the ranks, you don't fall out of love with it, you fall more in love with it. Yeah. And so that's kind of what I'm here to do.
I love that. That is an awesome mission. I did see you made a video at some point talking about your personal brand and how you did some time studying or doing some reflection on who am I and what is my brand, what do I want to be. So clearly, that has helped because you articulated that really well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll let the team who helped me know.
Yeah, you should. What would you say is, okay, let me ask you this. How long have you been in the pickleball content creating world?
Yeah, just over 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I just started a little over 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you literally started right before me then.
Yeah.
That's
look at us now.
Crazy. Okay. So literally in October is when you kind of started creating.
I started in like September-ish. Yeah.
Or sorry, yeah, September. Yeah, because I remember my first post was September 29th.
Yeah, I was just a little before you.
Which is crazy because when I look at you, I'm like, oh, here's this like veteran content creator, you know?
1 month. 1 month you're elder. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I've had the same experience of realizing how many creators there are online who are like really excited about it and are wanting to create, and everybody's just following everybody and connecting with everybody. My rule of thumb is pretty much like, if someone's regularly posting pickleball content, I follow them.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't follow just people who just post random stuff about their lives. I'm like, that's cool, but like, this account is specifically for pickleball, and like, if you're a creator, like, let's connect. But I'm personally, like, I don't want my account to be personal. I want it to be pickleball related, and I want to create it around that. So I want to connect with people doing the same thing. But it's just crazy how many people around the world are doing it, you know?
Yeah, they're actually pickleball. Is that my cat meowing? Can you hear that on the microphone, by the way?
Yeah, I did hear it. What kind of cat do you have, by the way?
Gigantic orange bodega cat. He's a former bodega cat.
Can you get him on the? Can you show me?
Oh, if I let him in, he won't leave. I'll bring him in before we end.
Okay, sounds good. I'm a big I love cats. Big cat guy.
Oh, I'll definitely bring. His name is Mush Mush, and he was a former bodega cat, but he's like a tiger basically.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, you were talking about the community, like these folks who are pickleball centric, and these accounts that are all pickleball. That's another thing that's so unique about it. I mean, you just don't see people. Yeah, for other sports, you have people who are fans, but this is like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
This guy is going crazy. I'm so sorry.
You're good. I can't even hear him. I can't even hear him.
Okay.
You're
Just
good.
making sure you can't hear. So, but yeah, this pickleball lifestyle is what these content creators, and something that you said that's also really important is that I found that they actually support each other. These pickleball creators are not cutthroat. They're not trying to like get who can get, like, you reached out to me, I reached out to you, we're friends, I've never even met, and somehow we're friends like this, and we are actually supporting each other. And I think that that's such a positive example of this community.
Yeah. Speaking of other creators, who would you say? Obviously, you mentioned Nico the lefty. I've seen some of his stuff. I don't know him personally, but I definitely thought he was Nacho Libre at first. That was like my first. Because he popped up and I was like, okay, he's one of the first pickleball content creators. He looks like Nacho Libre. He must be funny. That's like my first thought.
And he is. Yeah.
I need to. I would love to meet him at some point. I met. Well, I don't know if you know a guy named Justin Barton. He's not really a content creator as much as he's like a paddle reviewer nerd.
Okay.
Like he does a podcast on Pickleball Pursuit. With a guy named Lewis. But these two guys, they do a lot of paddle reviews, and Justin's like he's actually made it to full-time jobs where he helps companies design and manufacture their paddles.
Ooh.
So yes. Super cool. But I met him playing here in Waco. Like, we just met from playing, and then it was probably 9 months to a year after we had already been playing a bunch that I started asking him, like, what do you do? And he told me that his full-time job was pickleball, and he helps companies develop their paddles. And he's the one who was like, you should consider making content. Because I've already made, I was a content creator in the past. I did content creation for football and a lot of things. Like, I was like on YouTube for a long time and got away from it. And because it was like really toxic for me, honestly. I was doing YouTube for a long time and I was sharing my life, and I was young and just like didn't even have a clue how much like mental health issues I would have from posting my life on for the world to see. So I got away from it, and like I didn't think I would ever go back, but I told somebody this the other day, creating pickleball content is the most fun and joy-filled thing I've done in content creation since 2008. like 17 when I first started creating content. It like spiraled after like 2019. My life kind of fell apart and I got away from social media, and I don't even have a personal account. Like I just got away from it because it was too much for me, and started a business and kind of just focused on that, and then was like tried different ways to create content, and it just never was right. And then these last 2.5 months have been the most fun I have had creating content since 2017, when I first discovered making content on YouTube. So it's been so cool, and I attribute a lot of that to Justin, who encouraged me. And so yeah, that was the connection. Is just one guy who was like in the pickleball world encouraged me, and now we're here.
Oh my gosh, what a story. And I just want to say thank you for sharing that. I hate that you experienced that negativity side. You know, it's really tough to experience that, but I think at the same time it's fantastic that you found this other outlet, this, you know, this really positive light, you know, this path. And so that's incredible. And this also, Justin's life sounds amazing.
Yeah.
To be to help brands make paddles. That sounds awesome.
But I mean, he said that it was I think he was doing it kind of on the side for like 1.5 years, and then company started reaching out to the point where he was like, I might be able to do this. And basically he was like, I'm going to quit my corporate job of 10 years and go full time into consulting with pickleball companies. And like, I mean, he makes enough to replace that 10-year corporate job. So like, it's pretty awesome. And so he's probably always going to be like my number one pickleball content creator, even though he's not really a creator, but pickleball guy, just because he kind of like Mr. Miyagi'd me into it. But what about you? Who would you say is like your favorite content creator?
I am gonna get my cat because he won't stop losing it. So I'm gonna let him in. I'm gonna show you, and then I'm gonna hopefully calm him down.
Okay.
I'll be
right
back,
that's fine.
and then I'll answer that question.
Okay, we'll pause. I feel like now would be the perfect time to mention my sponsor, IAMS, the cat food company. I'm just kidding. They are not my sponsor. That would make no sense. But that would be good though, wouldn't it? So far this conversation is going great. Nikki is awesome. We're in a brief intermission because she's going. Oh, look at that cat. That thing is massive. That is a massive cat. That is a massive.
This is not a cat. This is a tiger.
That is a massive cat.
His name is Mush Mush, and he is just humongous. You can see how big he is. Oh my gosh.
What's crazy?
He's also not very nice.
What's crazy is, do you want to meet my cat?
Yes.
Here's my cat.
Oh, Roger. Oh my gosh. Don't make me cry on this thing. Come on. Oh, I don't need
I don't even know why my cat is here with me right now. She just happened
because you love him.
She was a girl, Roger.
Roger is a girl?
Yeah, I didn't
It's even better.
I didn't know if she was a girl or boy when I named her. And so
oh my gosh.
But
I love that even more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Roger, I loved this cat. I loved this cat so much. And the day she died, I cried. This cat, this is a whole different story, but this cat saved my life. I met.
How long did you have her?
I had her for like 2 years, but she like got me through a divorce.
Ooh.
I'm not joking. Like, it was like a terrible time in my life. I was going through it. Took a trip to Utah with my friend to just get out into the wilderness. And it was like a blizzard hit us. And we were at this random little motel, and this cat walks up to the door and walks in freezing, and just immediately gets into the bed with me and sleeps at my next to me the whole night.
No.
Yeah. And I was like, this cat, I'm like, this cat is mine. Like, we are ride or die. And so we drove back to Texas with the cat in the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
She really chose you.
She chose 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
She was like, this dude
Oh,
is going through it. He needs me.
yep.
Um, and like
Oh,
what's crazy about it is, um, like I'm remarried. I got engaged in 2021. She died like a month before I got engaged.
mm,
So it was like she knew. She was like, this guy needs me, but I'm not here for the long haul. Like I'm just
mm.
here.
She was there when you needed her.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
mm-mm. She was sent for you. She was here for that. And wow, what a story. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me get my tissues.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Anyway, so back to pickleball.
Back to pickleball. Yes. Content creators that I love. So of course I mentioned Nico the lefty. His brother Gino the righty is also hilarious. They're just such a funny pair, the two of them. Very
Okay.
different content, but all good stuff. I would say probably my two favorite creators, Randy Pickleball is
Okay.
one of the absolute best. He does a lot of how tos, a lot of skills, but also a lot of reviews. So he's talking about the products themselves, which I appreciate, and a lot about the community as well, that where he coaches. And then Ed Jew is just absolutely amazing. He's so massive, but he is so sweet, such a kind person. You could tell how much he loves the game, how
Mm.
great of a coach that he is, how great of a person that he is. And I really appreciate that. He could be a total, and actually I've talked to him many a time on social, and he's big enough that he doesn't need to care about any of us, but he takes the time to meet people and learn about them, and he's just so fantastic. So those are probably some of my favorites. Another is, I don't know if you know Dink to Shrink.
Mm-mm.
She's amazing. She lost over 100 pounds playing pickleball in
Wow.
I
What a
think
story.
in about a year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So her content's awesome. Watching her journey, seeing her early videos till now, her skills are insane. She's just absolutely through the roof. So I do pickleball TikTok highlights. I highlight different content creators. So she's my next one up. Spoiler alert. And she's just fantastic. So yeah, those are some of my faves.
I love that. I don't actually know any of those people that you mentioned.
Get
So
on it, my friend.
I'm gonna have to follow them, check them out, and see what they're all about.
You're about
Um,
to just open the door to a bunch of new friends for sure.
I love that. Tell me what you've learned about what your as you've been creating. Tell me what you've learned about what you really enjoy making, what you
Mm,
don't enjoy making, like just kind of your process of creating and what is, because this is what I know from being a content creator myself. You just got to create. You just got
mm.
to create. Like, don't overthink it. Create. Don't think, oh, I can't make this, or I have to make this, or I should make this. Just make. And then as
Yep.
it happens, you'll begin to find out kind of like you know?
Mm,
And I'm curious to know, as you've created, what have you learned about yourself and what you enjoy
yeah.
creating?
It's a really great question. I would say there are a couple of things that I've kind of been dipping my toes into different types of content, and there's one that I know I don't love, or that I don't know. I never say never, but I'm not really heading in that direction, and that's I'm not going to be a skill builder. I'm not a coach. I'm not going to tell you how to go from 4.0 to 5.0, whatever. I'm not going to get you there because I'm never going to get there myself. But I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry guys, but I'm not going pro. But I can help beginners. I love getting folks into the game, folks who've never even picked up a racket or anything, and I can get them into put a paddle in their hands and get them into the game. But so that's fine. I can give some tips that I'm learning along the way. That's fine. But I'm not going to be your primary coach that's going to get you to pro. I accept that. Besides that, I actually really like telling stories. So I have a series called Kitchen Chronicles where I'm just talking about people that I've met, or I might interview folks, or talk about different events, just things that are kind of, again, pickleball lifestyle. The other thing that I really like doing, I actually got a comment about this earlier, that they didn't love this type of content, that they like my other type of content. So everybody's different strokes for different folks, but I actually really enjoy doing product reviews. And I really enjoy doing them for smaller brands, for smaller paddle brands. Not I mean, sure, if some Yola wants to send me a bunch of paddles, I'm going to try them out. I'm going to test them out. But I really love expanding the viewership and an audience for smaller brands that might not otherwise get that opportunity. And so I like testing them out. Sure, send me a paddle, I will absolutely, or gear, right? Send me over grips, whatever it might be. I will be your guinea pig. I'll test it out. And I'm always going to give real, honest reviews. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you that if something's awful, I'm not going to tell you it's the best thing ever. I'm going to actually play with it, use it, and then tell you how it goes. Luckily, the folks who have sent me stuff has all been fantastic so far. Knock on wood, I don't get anything terrible. But I really like introducing people, kind of expanding that mindset. So it's not just the big, it's not just Yola, it's not just Carbon, it's not just Selkirk, it's not just the main folks that you usually go with. Again, I'm happy to accept from those, but yeah, I really like kind of just exploring and sharing that information.
Yeah. So you're kind of still, you enjoy multiple things, but you are still kind of finding what you enjoy making the most.
Yeah. I would say the main topics that I like the most are the storytelling and then the sort of like gear review. That's like on the top of my list. Trends are fun too. Trends are really cute and fun, and sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're not. But yeah, but that's to your point. I'm still kind of landing on exactly what I want to focus on, but that's where I'm headed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It's good that you found that out. Like, I mean, that's one of the most difficult things to balance as a content creator is like you have to create in order to kind of find your niche, but then at the same time, like you feel this pressure to like stay on brand, and it's like, but you have to create in order to find your brand. So I think a lot of people have a hard time. I mean, I run a video production company. It's like my day job.
Nice.
That's why it's like a kind of an easy transition for me. But what we tell people all the time who are like starting companies or who want to, like, people will reach out and be like, we want to do a podcast or we want to make this or that. And then they have like, they want to have the entire brand like done before they ever start. And I'm like, you're never going to be able to do that. Like,
Yep.
I mean, even the biggest brands that have gone through 100 different iterations. If you look at the Coca-Cola brand in 1900, it looked totally different than it does now. And like, thankfully with them, they're very successful and they figured out that they were able to like kind of latch onto something early, and then they didn't really change a ton from it, but they even still changed. So like, it's almost like if you can find what your deepest mission is first, and then stick to that, and then create with that thread, and then keep making the changes in terms of how it looks. But like you said, you're like, for me, I want to spread the joy of the game and keep the main thing as it grows. I want the sport to continue to be joy-filled, community-centered, and about getting people healthy physically and emotionally. I don't want it to turn into this ultra competitive American thing that everybody just like is trying to cut each other down just to get ahead. That's kind of what I hear from you when you talk about it, right?
Woo, you said that better than I did. That was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that right there, you can hang on to that from the beginning. But if you come in and you're like, well, I want the logo to look like this, and I want every piece of content to have this format and da-da-da-da-da. Like, you get stuck, and that keeps you from creating, and that is what I've seen 100 times with people, and I've even fallen into that trap, which is why when I went into this one, like, this is thankfully the fastest I've kind of found my niche. Then, like, I was fortunate enough to like kind of find it very quickly. But even if you look at my first 4 videos, they look totally different than the rest of them, and it's like kind of it's adapting still. But what I've found is like my niche is like real moments caught in time, and then like I'll edit them to kind of tell a story for each little reel. But it's all real. Like Justin, one of the first podcasts I did, Justin encouraged me. He's like, you don't need to be another like paddle reviewer, like nerdy paddle reviewer that talks about the specs, because he's like, there's a ton of them out there, and frankly, like, I was like, bro, I tried to do one paddle review. If you see, I might post the behind the scenes footage of that one time. It is the most awkward thing ever.
Oh my God.
Like, I probably was on camera for 15 minutes and there's a minute and a half of usable content. Like, I'm sitting there like, yeah, so it's Like it's a
Oh
little
man.
longer.
Yep.
Um,
This one has a handle.
this like like this one has. It's like I had nothing to say. I was like, I have
Yeah.
nothing to say because I'm not built for that. Like I don't understand the specs. My mind doesn't work that way. Like I am a storyteller. Like I'm a social, like relatable person. That my favorite thing to do is just interact with people on the court. Like I don't I care more about the person than the paddle, that I'm using. And so I've kind of been like, you know what? I don't have to be a paddle reviewer. And I don't want to be a tip guy either because honestly, I'm not a very good tip giver because I do things everything I do intuitively. Like when I'm playing, I don't think.
Yeah.
I just adapt
Just yeah.
and I can't explain it. Someone's like, "Oh, why did you anticipate that move?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just did it." Like I couldn't
Yeah.
explain it to you. So
Just
if
built.
I'm
This
not
is how you're built.
exactly. So I'm not somebody who's going to be a great tip giver. So I feel like I've been able to find my niche like fairly quickly, but that is something I think about all the time, which is why I asked you that question. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely, totally makes sense. And I think I'm finding it's kind of similar to what you just said. I think I'm finding what I don't want to do, and it sounds like you are also. That's going to help me find what I do want to focus on. And it sounds like we're
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, but everything you just said is like it's real though. It's all authentic. It's all real. It's not
Yeah.
manufactured. Nothing like it's not scripted. Anything like that. So I think you're onto the right track for sure.
Yeah, and there's room for the scripted stuff. Like, I recently met Vinny Pickleball. I don't know if you know Vinny. He does.
Oh my gosh, he's one of my favorites. Absolutely, love
Okay,
him.
yeah. So Vinny does a lot with Volaire, but I met him at the PPA Worlds, um, and met like all the Volaire guys. In fact, I got an email from their owner just recently about doing some videos, and actually like 20 minutes
Nice.
ago before this call. But yeah, I think those skits, they're obviously skits and staged, but it doesn't mean it's not authentic. Like you can create
Right.
an authentic skit because it's like he's not trying to pretend that this is real. It's obviously a skit and it's funny
Exactly.
but I'm also not a skit guy. Like I maybe there might be times where maybe would do a skit. I'm not gonna limit myself, but
Sure.
that's just not really me either. Like I would rather capture those like kind of real moments. Or yeah, like I do a lot of bits like on the court, where it's like I'm obviously overemphasizing something. Like for example, I don't know if you saw the one with me and Jeremy, where I was
Yeah.
like
Yeah, definitely.
and he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "Flex on him, Jay." Like I do that. I do that on the court all the time with these guys. Like it's not.
That was yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's so again, it's you. Again, that's the thing. It's like so real, regardless of even if you planned it ahead of time, it's still you. That video is also hilarious. That's an amazing video. Jay is so sweet. I want to play
Yeah.
with him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you were saying, even the scripted stuff, it doesn't matter. Like the whole point is that it's still capturing you in your essence.
Yes. Yeah. But that is hard. That is very difficult. And I don't know if there's any content creators out there who feel phony when they're creating sometimes, but if you are there and you're listening to this, just know that it's okay. Like it is okay to feel phony at times. Like you can't get in the arena and create without the fear of feeling fake, of being like, man, is that real? It's like the only way you can actually like develop more into you is by creating, is by doing. And because that's another thing that's held me back a lot of times is like, man, I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be fake, and then it like keeps me from trying because I don't want to be fake. And it's like,
And you're like getting into your own head at that point. You're just so in your head, and to your point, yeah, it's holding you back. And I think you also have to know there's an element of showmanship too, and like putting yourself out there and just having fun with it.
yeah,
You can't take yourself too seriously. You do that, you're gonna get into a really, really nasty space. So I think you just have to. I think to your point, I think it's great advice. Don't worry too much about coming off as fake or anything like that. You just have fun, just be you, and it'll show up.
yeah. Tell me, can you talk on a little bit on negativity? Have you gotten any negativity from creating, and how have you handled it?
Um, as far as like a negative mind space kind of a thing.
Or comments, or like kind of people just kind of hating
Oh.
on your creations?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Plenty of that. Yeah. I get the trolls. I love getting the trolls. I don't necessarily like, it's not like I'm poking. Maybe I do a little bit with tennis trolls, but oh yeah. 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 I get stuff all the time about pickleball is lame. It's not a sport. It's, go play tennis. I just got a notification literally, I think like right before we called from, I just started venturing into YouTube and somebody was like, just play tennis. And it's like, you're missing the point, man. Watch the content. But yeah, it's usually pickleball hate that I'm getting. And I have gotten, to be totally honest, I've definitely gotten some other things that were kind of personal and kind of nasty, and I don't care. I don't care. I think it's so crazy that somebody is behind their keyboard typing whatever, right? That they had to stop their scroll. They stopped on my video and they took the time to write this nasty little thing, and then they kept going. I'm like, you took the time out of your day to just write that to me. Why? The
Yeah.
other thing, the way I look at it is TikTok, Instagram, all these places, they don't know the difference between the type of engagement. So yeah, comment away by all means. It's comments. So thank you
Yeah.
for the engagement. Appreciate the metrics, my friend.
Yeah.
So I don't, it doesn't bother me at all. People are going to be nasty. I feel bad for them. I don't even necessarily respond all the time, but those things, at this point, I know that a lot of folks, when they put themselves out there, they're going to open the door to some nasty stuff. And I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. So I am fueled by the positive, and I get so many more of those. If I was only getting the negative, this might be a different story. But I've met so many people. I get a lot of the same folks commenting. It's like I'm getting to know these people, and then the really good ones, like the really kind ones, talking about how much they love my content. All that stuff just fuels me even more. So the other stuff doesn't matter to me. By all means, tennis trolls, bring it. I love it when they come over to my page and type away and blow up my metrics, and my TikTok loves that. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good for you. Like that. That is. That is not a. Um, that is not a like very natural mindset. You've had to definitely work for that, and when I say work for that, it means that you have done enough things in your life to become secure in who you are, and that's not a small thing. And so I just wanted to point that out to you, that although the way you're communicating, it sounds like, oh, just like, just brush it off. You that says a lot about you as a person to be able to get to that point and be secure, because that isn't just like an easy thing to get to. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I mean, I feel the same way, and I've struggled so much in my life with fear of what people think and opinions and what people are saying about me, and it's taken so much inner work to get to the point where I'm like, yo, I'm me, and I don't need to be that. I don't have to be this. I don't have to be that. And when someone maybe comments something that suggests I should be that, now I've gotten to the point where it doesn't actually make me question if I should be that. It's like, nah, I'm me. And if you think I should be something I'm not, that's cool. Like, you have an opinion just like I have an opinion, but it doesn't change me.
Yeah, that's the ultimate place to be. I think that's where every content creator wants to be, and I hope more folks are getting to that place.
Yeah. Well, do you have any questions for me? I know this was super last minute, and I was just like, hey, you want to hop on a podcast? And I'm sure we could do it another time, because I really enjoyed this conversation, but I wanted to just leave a space in case you had any specific questions before we kind of closed out.
I'm curious. I'm actually really curious about your background. I wanted to ask you some questions about that. So I see a bunch of medals behind you, my friend. That's no easy feat. Are those pickleball medals?
Yeah, those are all pickleball medals, and those were in the last 3 or 4 months.
So I'm curious. Tell me about your mental journey through pickleball. You are clearly an advanced player. You're medaling like crazy, but yet you're playing with Carol and Jay and Doug. So how are you finding that balance? Why are you not just playing the advanced open plays? Why are you not just playing with the 4.0s, all of that? Yeah. Tell me about that.
Yeah. That's a very good question. I appreciate you asking that. Um, when I first started playing, I picked it up, and like a lot of people, I had the thought, should I go pro in this? You know?
Ooh, yeah.
And like maybe it's naive, or maybe it's like just like the athlete mindset in me, um, to just always think like, how can I be the best at this thing that I'm doing, right? Um, but I have been gifted in my life with a lot of athletic ability. I've
Mm,
stewarded it well my whole life. I mean, I put in a lot of work to steward that gift. I actually played a professional sport, um, and so early on, I was like, man, should I go pro? And um, as you progress in pickleball, as you get better, better players tend to only play with better players. And there came a point when I had to decide, like, do I really want to go pro with this thing? And I started thinking about what it would cost to do that, and I was like, I don't want to do what it would cost to try to go pro. Um,
mm,
and then I started making content, and I was like, well, I could either like if I what the parts that I love most about creating content usually are happening when I'm playing with people that aren't the best. And then I started questioning, okay, what is my mission here? Why am I doing this? And like you, I kind of came up with my own thing. And my thing is, pickleball with Silas exists to encourage people to play. And I like to say truly play, because there is a big difference between like true play and competition. And I've spent
agreed.
30 years of my life, or I guess 25 years once I started playing sports, learning the difference and experiencing both times when I'm truly playing and times when I'm not truly playing. And I've found that true play is like the most beautiful thing in the world. Like children do this so well. You look at children and they do it. But then at some point in your life, some point in children's minds, like that true play is put at risk when there's
Yep.
a result that winning and losing, that idea of winning and losing, it gets entered in. And so my journey is learning that the best and most joyful I have ever played in my life is when I wasn't concerned about the results, is when I wasn't concerned about being the best or being better than that person. The most joyful I've ever been in my life is when I was playing because I simply loved the thing that I was doing. I loved the process of the game. I just loved the game. And so, yeah, as I've gotten like more into it, I'll go play with, I won. Let's see here. No, I didn't win. Me and my partner, we took second at a 5-0 tournament, like maybe a month ago. And then the next week I was playing with Carol, and I actually enjoy that just as much because I'm focusing on the fact that this is like play. And then also it's like these people that I'm meeting, I get to learn, like they have so much to offer me and teach me, like these older people like Doug, right? Like Doug's a great
Yeah.
friend of mine now, and after we play pickleball, just tell me life stories, and I'll ask him questions about, man, you know, what was it like becoming a father? I'm about to become a father, and like having these people in my life that I get to be like, hey, how was it like playing, like being a father, and so like I gain so much from those relationships with these people. It's not, if I just wanted to become a pro, then I should only play with 5-0s and above. But that's not my goal. My goal is to encourage people to play and connect with humans. So that,
Whew.
I don't know if that's the full answer to your question, but I'm going to stop right there.
Oh, and now my dog is barking. Oof. Man, I have an animal house here, but I have to say, Silas, I think you're really trying to make me cry here. I think you're between between the cat and your story. Everything that you said perfectly encompasses exactly what I'm trying to do with pickleball. You're experiencing it. And my mission is almost kind of easy because so many people are already doing that. And I ask you that question, and you gave me an even better answer than I was expecting, because that's the story that I want to keep telling. Those are the stories that I want to keep hearing, because I think so many people, you just, even you're talking about kids and their joy, and I have nephews who play soccer, and these guys are 10 and 12, and the way that they hurt when they lose, and the way that the parents are yelling at
Yeah.
their teammates, and putting, again, that's why I talk about like toxicity in sports, even from childhood. But everything that you just talked about is such a beautiful place to get to, in that mentality of just like, play that 5-0 competition, win that, medal, all of that, but then play with Carol, learn from Doug. All of that can happen together in once with this sport. So I just want to thank you for that, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But it's not even about, I'm just trying to spread the word. You're doing it. You're doing it. So I just want to share the message of what exactly you and so many other players are doing. And I hope that I know it will resonate. I hope more people listen, because that's incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for asking me the question. I love talking about that. And yeah, I would love to do this again sometime.
Anytime you want, my friend. We work fast, both of us. So
Yeah.
anytime you want,
Yeah.
let's hop on and let's just chat and connect for sure.
And more importantly, I would love to play with you one day.
You said you're in Waco, right?
I'm in Waco, yeah.
I'm from San Antonio, so and I travel pretty frequently for work. So I think you and I, either I'll make it down to Texas, or you have to come visit me in New York.
Yeah,
One of these days.
definitely.
Yeah.
I do have a baby on the way in like 6 weeks. So
Congratulations, by the way. You dropped that in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, congrats. So maybe your time might
Yeah,
be a little
I might
taken up.
not get to New York anytime, but let's make it happen, and we'll create some awesome content together. Nikki, thank you
You
so
got
much
it.
for joining me on the podcast. I'll probably post this this week, actually, so look out for it, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Let me know. I'll drop a couple of teasers online, and then just happy, excited to be chatting now, and just so happy to get to know you. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you too. All right, let's talk soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Nikki, pickleball Nikki. What a great conversation. I'm very inspired by just her story and her mission, her desire to spread the joy of the game to people. Yeah, I love the idea of play, and I want to really talk about that in the future a lot more. I have a hard time just coming up with it on the spot when I'm just like sitting by myself, but when I talk to people, it comes out a lot easier. So I'm looking forward to having more conversations like that. Pickle Nikki, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the court.